Hi Sagittarius, welcome to April. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. And before I get started with your reading, I want to call in some good energy and create some sacred space around this reading. And I want to also thank everyone for subscribing to my channel, for taking the time out to leave comments. I really appreciate it and I enjoy reading them all. And thank you for watching. Thank you for those who are new, welcome. And for those who have ordered readings, thank you, thank you. I've enjoyed working and meeting all of you and working with all of you. And I'm hoping that these readings have been helping people. Okay, so this month we have a new moon in Aries. And it's a little tense because even though it's favorable to you, your sign, but it's a little tense because it's squared by Saturn in Capricorn. And then we also have the full moon in Libra at the 29th degree, and that's on April 19th. And I'll get into the astrology later, but for now, let's see what the cards have to say. What does Sagittarius need to know about love and relationships for the month of April? What's coming up for Sag? What does Sag need to know for the month of April? What does Sag need to know about love for the month of April? Love and relationships and anything else that might be important. Because not every month can be a love month. You know, sometimes we have other things going on. And we don't want to block that either. So, we'll let the universe speak. What is it that Sag needs to know for the month of April? Okay, Six of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, the Five of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, the Strength card, the Two of Swords, and the Page of Swords. This is interesting. Okay, so we're starting out. You have the Six of Pentacles here. So this is a card of where it's a card about giving. And the six cards are also about balance. So there could be an imbalance in a relationship. There's an imbalance in the give and take. You might be doing a lot of giving in a relationship. And maybe you're not getting... you're overdoing it. You're overworking or you're overgiving in a situation. And you need to find that balance where you get your needs met as well as giving to others. So if you're spending all your energy giving to everyone and you're not taking time out to give to yourself, you're going to get burnt out. And you're going to feel, you know, you just need to recharge. So I feel like in April, with this Ace of Swords especially, you need to take action. You need to fight for your needs. You need to fight for you. You know, you have to, maybe you have to have a conversation with someone where you're saying, you know, I love giving to you and I love giving, you know, supporting this relationship, but I feel like I'm not getting enough back. Or I need something more compensation in some way. Maybe you're feeling that your partner's not doing enough and they need to do more. Or if you're in a work situation, you're doing all the work and you know other people aren't carrying their own weight. So I feel like in a career, you have a lot of career cards here. So there's some energies going on here. With the Eight of Pentacles, you might have really recently started something. And you're working toward a goal. You might have taken a different direction in your career. Maybe you're like learning new things or in a new environment where you're working methodically toward a goal. And you've been working really hard to achieve this goal. And the Nine of Wands in the recent past, you may feel like giving up. Maybe you feel like, you know, I've been really struggling and I feel like I'm not getting anywhere. I'm treading water. And I've been going above and beyond. I've been giving so much to this, either it's a career situation or even a relationship. And I'm feeling that I need to be receiving more, that I'm not getting what I need. Or I feel that maybe I'll never achieve this goal and I just want to quit. The Nine of Wands, though, is saying you're so close to achieving your wish. You have the wish fulfillment card here. So you can achieve whatever you're wanting to achieve in relationship. And I'm going to say also in career, because there's so many pentacles and wands in this reading, that it could also be, this energy could be operating in a career situation or a job situation. So the Nine of Wands says you have to stand up for yourself. You have to stand up for what you feel is good, you know, what you deserve. Even if you're meeting others, you know, there might be opposition, because you have the Five of Wands here, which is the card of conflict. That it could be internal conflict, but it could also be that where people are supposed to be working together as a team and creating something, you know, for the common good. You feel like the people that you're working with, everybody's fighting for their own agenda. So in a partnership, you're not seeing eye to eye. You might be fighting over petty stuff, you know, like like issues that you shouldn't be fighting over. You're wasting a lot of energy with piddly things. And I think it could be because one of you feels that they're not getting what they need in the relationship. So you're starting to fight over little things and you're not facing the real issue. There's a deeper issue that you need to talk about. And so instead of dealing with that deeper issue, you're dealing with little stuff, fighting over who left the toilet seat up, or who, you know, didn't clean up after they ate, or, you know, little stuff like that. And even in a career situation, you could be like trying to form a team, but you feel like no one's on the same page. Everybody's going their own, you know, different directions. And a part of you is thinking, well, maybe I should just give up. Maybe I should just, you know, quit. Not the job, but just stop fighting. You know, you're tired of fighting. And you have the Two of Pentacles here. So you may be pretending that everything's okay. Like you're not being honest with yourself even. And you're not talking about what's really bothering you. Because the Two of Pentacles is like laughing on the outside, crying on the inside. You're keeping it all together. You're juggling, you know, home, family. You're juggling. You might even be working 2 jobs, or you're juggling 2 situations with the Two of Pentacles. And you're trying to hold it all together, but you've taken on too much. I feel like you're overburdened. And you're not giving yourself enough time for you. And it's making you irritable. And that's why you're getting involved in all these petty conflicts, because, you know, when you're happy and you're content, you don't fight with people. But when you're not happy or you're stressed out, then every little thing bothers you. And you just don't have the patience to deal with it. And you've got this warrior energy. The Ace of Swords is saying you have this new beginning, this potential, especially with the moon in Aries, the new moon in Aries. And Aries is the warrior. So it's time to start to have a new beginning this month where you fight for you. You know, you might be... And so instead of taking care of everybody else, maybe this month you have to say, what about my needs? I need to fight for me and my needs. Are my needs getting met in this relationship? Are my needs getting met in this career situation? And if not, I need to stand up and speak up. So you have some decisions to make. Now, you do have the Nine of Cups here. So it means you can get whatever you're trying to achieve. You can achieve. But the Nine of Cups is in your wish fulfillment. It's in your fear sector. So a part of you doesn't believe it's possible. And so you could be self-sabotaging with a negative attitude. So if your thoughts are thinking like, well, I could, you know, I want to speak up about this issue, but I know I'm not going to win. oh, no one's going to listen to me. I know I can't achieve what I want to achieve. Then you're shooting yourself in the foot, you know. So you have to really believe that it's possible. And the Nine of Cups, when the Nine of Cups comes up in a reading, it usually means that your wish can be fulfilled. Whatever you're envisioning, whatever your dream is, for a relationship, or for a career path, you can achieve your goal. But I feel that, number one, you have to believe that it's possible. It's all about belief. Because when you think that something is, when you think negatively about something, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, in the your environment, you have the Strength card. So this is the way that you're going to achieve your goal. You could be dealing with someone who has issues around anger, or maybe some they might be going through have psychological problems, and they may need some counseling, or maybe you're in a relationship where you could use counseling because you're fighting over things, and neither one of you, I don't think you're addressing the issues. You have this Two of Swords here. The Two of Swords is again another card of indecision. Like, you're not sure what you want. You're not sure what direction you want to go in. What do I want to do about this relationship? What do I want to do about this situation? And because you can't, like, it's almost like you're waiting for the other person to open up and to initiate something. And they're not doing it because the other person's waiting for you to initiate something. So between the two of you, nothing's happening. So you're in this stalemate with the Two of Swords. But whenever twos come up in a reading, not only do they represent partnerships, but they also represent decisions. And, you know, which path do I want to go on? Which path do I need to take? So I feel that with the Two of Swords in your wish fulfillment sector, the only way you're going to get what you want is if you break the ice. You're going to have to take action. You have to tap into the Ace of Swords energy, this warrior energy, to fight for what you want. And it doesn't have to be an angry fight. It can be just being assertive, just, you know, being proactive, not waiting for things to happen. And, you know, typically with Sag, you're a fire sign. Fire signs are usually good at being proactive. They're the leaders of the zodiac. They're not afraid to, you know, speak up and speak the truth. But for some reason, you've decided to sit this one out. Maybe it's because you're not sure if you really want this goal. Do you really want this relationship? Do you really want this opportunity? And maybe you're kind of sabotaging it if you're not really sure that that's what you want. So, and with the Page of Swords, this is a card of, you have to look deeper into the situation. So you have to go on, you know, you might have to, especially with the Strength card here, you might have to deal with psychological issues. Go deeper into your psyche. Go deeper into your unconscious. Like, what do I really want on the unconscious level? Because your mind could say, your conscious mind could say, yeah, I want this. I want this relationship. I want this career path. But your unconscious may say, no, you can't have that. You don't want that. We don't want that. And so you could be sabotaging your chances without even realizing. You could have some kind of blind spot. This is a card of, you know, you can't see. You may have some blind spot that you just can't see. It could also be that you have to have a difficult conversation with someone. That you have to talk about your real needs. You know, what do I really need from this relationship? And not be afraid to bring up things that are uncomfortable. And have that conversation. And maybe even with counseling. Maybe you need some time. You know, if it's a situation where you can't get through to someone, maybe you need to go for counseling so that you can have like an intermediary bring up and help you through it. Because I see that you can achieve your goal once you get through this Strength. The Strength card is going to give you, is the key to achieving your goal. And so that how you can drop your guard. Maybe you're afraid to be vulnerable. The Strain card is also about taming the beast within, taming that part of us that wants to react, that wants to go to extremes of emotion. So it could be you or the person you're dealing with, that whenever you have an argument or wherever you want to bring something up, they go to extremes of emotion. They get really angry, they get really upset, and you can't get anything resolved. Then you're just like, okay, don't cry or don't be mad, you know, and you just drop it. So there's a psychological block here that's preventing you from achieving the Nine of Cups, the goal, the dream, the wish. And you can't keep sweeping it under the rug. You have to confront it. You have to deal with it. And the new moon is going to give you that opportunity. But let's see what the astrology has to say. So this new moon is falling in your 5th house. Okay, so this is it. You've been doing so much and working so much, you haven't had any fun. The 5th house is the house of creative self-expression. The 5th house is the house of romance, children. So there could be an issue around children. Maybe you've been spending so much time taking care of family. You've been just getting burnt out with work, and you could say, well, there's no fun in my life anymore. So with the Aries new moon, you could start something that really feeds your soul. You could have a new beginning. It could be a new romance. The challenge is coming from Saturn in your 2nd house. Saturn going through your 2nd house could bring financial issues. Saturn's helping you to see the reality of your money situation. So maybe if you've been overspending, Saturn's saying, okay, you know, you need to look realistically at where your money's going. But Saturn has the 2nd house is not just money. The 2nd house is also self-worth. Am I getting what I need? And with Saturn there, it's helping you to see, where am I blocking? Why am I not getting what I deserve? Do I not believe that I deserve it? Do I, you know, maybe you need to work on your, what do you value? Am I valuing the right things? Do I feel worthy to receive? So the challenge is, it could be a sense of, you have to, you know, believe that you are worthy of love, and believe that you are worthy of this new beginning, that it's okay to have fun. And don't have a scarcity mentality. Don't go through life with a scarcity mentality. And usually Sagittarius doesn't. Sagittarius is very optimistic. And you always, you know, you like to take risks. You always have a positive outlook. But for some reason in this month, you're starting to doubt. You're losing your hope. There could be some financial issues, but it could also be that you just you have to ask for more. You have to maybe stand up to an authority figure and demand more. Maybe you're not being compensated enough. Or maybe you've been programmed by your parents, a parental figure. And so that's why you're going through this feeling of like, I'm not good enough, or I'm not worth what I don't deserve what I think I need. Because Saturn is in Capricorn, and that has to do with family, the history and authority, and what's restricting you, what's blocking you. So you have to release some blocks around money and around how much you value yourself. So you're not going to settle for less. Basically, Saturn is teaching you, don't settle for less than what you deserve. Demand, go out and fight for what what your true worth is. So if you're not getting paid enough on the job, don't settle for that. Go out and fight and say, no, I want more money, or I deserve more money. If you're not charging enough for your services, I need to make this much. I need to charge this much, and be okay with that. If you're not getting enough love in a relationship, you have to speak up and say, you know what, I'm doing this, this, and this. You need to start pitching in. Or if I need to start feeling that I'm valued. You're not doing enough to make me. I'm not feeling the love. And then the full moon, so whatever you initiate at the new moon usually comes to fruition or completion by the full moon. So the full moon is in Libra at 29 degrees. And that's in the 11th house. But it's also activating your 5th house. So you could be reevaluating friendships, and maybe some of those friendships might end. Or you could be taking things to the next level, joining new groups. I feel, though, that something comes to an end with this full moon, because it's the 29th degree of Libra. So what it means also, because Libra is about balance, you can't keep going or existing in a situation where you're not getting what you deserve. So that has to end. That state of imbalance has to end. You have to come to some type of an agreement where there's more of a fair distribution of the energy. And that has to do with either it's something with children, maybe you're doing all the work with, raising your kids and something, and, they're not pitching in enough, or it could be a relationship, a romance situation. Something's got to give in April. So when you get to the full moon, it could even be a work situation, because you have Uranus right now going through your 6th house. And I feel like you need to speak up in April. So there's going to be changes at work, changes in your health. If you don't take care of yourself, Uranus can bring surprises. It can free you from having to, because 6th house is a house of sacrifice, and service. At some point, you have to stop sacrificing yourself for everyone else. That doesn't mean you can't give, but you need to balance the giving and also leave room for you. You need to say no to sometimes to people and say, no, you know what? I can't do this. You have to take care of it. You have to do it. I can't be doing everything. I need to have some time for me. I need to do something fun for me. I need to enjoy life too. It can't be all work and no play. I feel like there's this imbalance, and you need to speak up about it. That's the main theme of this reading, is speaking up for what you deserve, speaking up for what you need, and making those changes, changing the situation so that there's a more equal distribution, so that there's more give and take in a relationship or even a career situation. So if you're not getting the love you need, or you're not getting paid what you're worth, you need to speak up about it. And that's the only way. Now, the Strength card is also about learning how to get your needs met without overreacting. You don't have to be angry. You don't have to create a big drama scene. You just have to calmly state, hey, this is what I need, and let's have a conversation, and let's meet each other halfway, and let's work out some type of an agreement. And to do that, you may have to drop your guard a little bit and be more vulnerable. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable and say, look, this is how I feel. So I think that conversation can help you achieve what you're looking for in a relationship in April. But that conversation needs to happen. And you need to be doing something fun by the end of the month. You need to shift the energy so that you're also, when you're caring for everyone, you include yourself in that care. And you're giving to yourself, and giving yourself the downtime you need, and taking some time out for fun. And telling people, no, I am busy this weekend, or I'm busy today because I have other things planned that I need to do. Like maybe you need a day at the spa, or you need a day to just not to turn the phone off and just not talk to anyone and just relax and do something, that feeds your soul. Maybe you need to go for a walk in the woods, or maybe you need to take a trip. But whatever it is, you need to take care of you, because if you burn out, you won't have anything to give anyone else. So that's my message for April, Sag. You can get your wishes fulfilled, but you have to take action to create that balance and to get things going, get the ball rolling. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. And if you'd like a personal reading or a private reading, just for to go into into greater detail with your information and your personal situation, just click on the link in the description box and we can get you on the schedule. In the meantime, enjoy April. Much love and abundance to you, And don't be afraid of difficult conversations. It's going to lead you to what you need. It's going to open the door for change and for better things to come. So I will talk to you again next month, Sag. Have a wonderful April. Bye now.